In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing you can do is nothing. Missing the target isn't the worst thing you can do. Not taking the shot is. These are lines from my current read on Fuck Yourself by Gary John Bishop. And these words just made me remember how the fear of failure hindered me for 3 good years of my life. Yes, 3 years of my life I was hindered because I was scared of failing. And in today's video, I have decided to share my story with you. And I really hope you learn 1 or 2 things from it. And if you can relate as well, I would love to hear from you. Growing up, I was an athlete, right? Growing up because I stopped running. Yes, since I got into uni, I stopped running. So, but let's start from the beginning. So when I was in primary school, I used to run, but I don't remember a lot of the details because I was in primary school. But what I know is I used to win, right? I started athletics in GS1, 100 meters, focused on 400 meters. I focused on 4x1 and 4x4. So I used to run 100 meters. The point of my story, I used to run 100 meters, GS1, GS2, GS3, and I never carried first. I was always carrying either second. I think I carried second 2 times, and I carried third once. Yes, but it was still okay because I was winning a certificate, so I was good. Even though I was not totally good because I was not carrying first. 𝗵𝗶𝗄𝗏 cites you. She was not always carrying first. So it was time for us to move to senior class, right? And the dreaded journey began because now I knew that I had SS2 seniors, I had SS3 seniors, and I was no longer gonna be like the top. I don't know if you get what I mean, but I was so scared that these people are older than me, they run these races. I feel like if I joined this particular 100 meters, I would fail. Right? Just looking at the people who were running, I just told myself, if you decide to run 100 meters in senior secondary school, you are going to fail. And do you want to be a failure? No. That was the end and the beginning of the journey. I never ran 100 meters in senior secondary school because of the fear of failure. Not that it had happened to me, but because I just feared it in advance that I was going to fail, and I did not want to fail. Till today, that story haunts me. Like, why didn't you try? You went on to do 400 meters, you went on to do other things, but you were just so scared of failing 100 meters that you never ran. Another time, this time around, I was in uni, and in fellowship, I was carried as the drama secretary of my fellowship. I went to first class students fellowship. You guys, the day I was carried, I thought I did choice, right? I did the whole interview process and all, but I thought I was going to be carried for another position. But I ended up being carried as the drama secretary. You guys, the way it happened, we were in church and then they called my name, and I'm like, what? Wait, what? That can't be me. I was scared, guys. Drama. Am I creative enough? Who am I to lead these people? To write story? Everything was racing through my mind. I was so scared, like, I can't do this. Nah, it can't be me. When we came forward to the front and everybody was praying for strength to, for the journey ahead, I was telling God, no. God, I can't do this. God, no, not me. I can't be the drama god. For 2 weeks straight after that, I kept on rejecting it. Kept on saying, I'm not doing, I can't do this. I don't want this position. I don't care if I'm not going to be an ESCO. I just do not want this position. Can you give it to somebody else? I don't want. I did it. Out of force. If they had granted me my wish, to be honest, you guys, I would have left that position and I'm sure I would have regretted it. But at that point in time, at the beginning of it all, I'm not thinking, oh, what if it works? I'm just thinking, what if it fails? Do you get? And I don't know why, but I feel like it happens to a lot of people where we're about to start something, but we're not thinking about the positive part. We're just thinking, what if it doesn't work? What if people don't watch me? What if the business fails? What if I carry over this exam? What if? I don't know why, we don't usually think about the positive. I don't know why we majorly think about the negative, but it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. So now I'm not at the point where I am totally over the fear of failure, and I don't think there is, honestly, I don't really think there is anybody who has gotten over the fear of failure. Or maybe there are people, but I feel like a lot of us go through this fear of what if it doesn't, right? But the difference is people go through that fear, but they still go ahead to do it. They still go ahead to do whatever they want to do afraid. But some of us, on the other hand, because of how much fear we have of the what if not, of the negative parts, we hinder ourselves, we stop ourselves, we box ourselves, we shell ourselves from, put ourselves into a shell, into a box, and not go ahead to do it. And then 1 year, 2 years down the line, we're regretting, we're looking back and thinking, why didn't I start then? What stopped me from starting? What was I so scared of? To be honest here, because I know I've not gotten to this point, there is one thing I'm starting to embrace more, and that's the idea of doing it afraid. So I already know that many of the things I want to do, I might not be 100% bold about it. I might not even be 50% bold about the decision I want to make. But no matter how afraid I am, I'm going to try to do it afraid, because you guys have regretted so many things that I didn't start maybe at a particular point because I was afraid, and then I still started later on, and I was not asking myself why I didn't just do it at the beginning. So like I said, I'm beginning to embrace the idea of doing it afraid. Yes, you are scared. Yes, you don't know what the outcome will be, but do it. What if it fails? Yes, but what if it doesn't? Really, what if you end up becoming so good at it? What if you succeed so much at it? And what if you inspire so many lives? But yes, what if you fail? What if you fail? And what if you learn from the lessons of your failure? Why stop yourself? Why hinder yourself of the amount of greatness you could achieve because of the fear of failure? These are more questions I keep asking myself, and I think you should also ask yourself whenever you fear, whenever you're scared of starting. I think we just have to keep reminding ourselves of what God has said about us and how much plans God has in store for us, and the fact that we're even created in the likeness and the image of God. And so if God will go ahead doing these things, why do we think we're going to do it and fail? I feel like failure is a part of life. I feel like many times, we need to redefine what failure is to all of us, because a lot of us think that failure is the end of the world. A lot of us think that failure is, I don't know, is death sentence. And that's why a lot of us are scared to fail. But if we can think about the fact that for many times to succeed, you have to fail. Many of the success stories that we hear today, many of the people that we look up to, if you think back at their journey, guys, they failed. They failed at several instances, at different points in time. But because they did not allow that failure stop them, that's why they are in a position where we can envy them. That's why they are in a position where we can look up to them and admire or what's the word? Just want to be like them. Basically, my word to you today is never get so scared of failure that you never start. Start. No, I won't say don't be afraid, because I mean I still get afraid of a lot of things I want to do. But I'll just say don't be too afraid that you never start. Do it afraid. Start it afraid. Many times what finally convinces us is the results we get. So do it afraid, get your results, and finally see that, I mean, it's you. It's you, 𝗵𝗶, God's own child, God's own creation, created in the image and the likeness of God. Who are you to be scared of failure? Why are you scared of failure? I feel like I'll keep using this video to remind myself whenever I get scared of failing. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know what are your thoughts on the fear of failure. Do you ever get scared of failure? And whenever you do you sometimes withdraw your attempts from doing some things, or sometimes you go ahead with that fear and do it anyway? And then if you've ever been scared of failing but you finally went on to do that thing you were scared about, let me know the kind of results you got in the comment section, and let's just converse. So yeah guys, please subscribe to my channel if you're yet to. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section. Share with your friends as well. I'm sure almost everybody, especially in their 20s, need to hear this. And with that, good night, because I'm filming this at night.